This is the SCJ from Harley Benton. How is it? How does it sound? Let's find out. Play Guitar and Have Fun is brought to you by Play Guitar and Have Fun. Find all the brain just melted. Hey, how's it going? I'm Landon. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, just take a moment to subscribe and click a like on the video if you do like the video, and turn on notifications for whatever that is. I don't know, they don't always work, but you know, people say to do it. All right, so this is a follow-up video. This is the deep dive of the Harley Benton SCJ. You can guess what that stands for. SCJ. If you know, let me know in the comments. I know what it stands for. It's Secret Carrot Japanese. That's what it is. Anyways, this is a follow-up video. I have another video. I'll put it up there. You can check it out. My initial impressions and unboxing of this guitar when I got it. So I ordered it from Thomann and had it shipped over here to Canada, and it arrived very quickly and in great shape. So this is my follow-up video, and it's more of a deep dive. And what I do in a deep dive is we'll go through all the specs, because in the initial video is just an unboxing and like a first time looking at it, making sure everything's working. This one I get into all the specs. I open up the guitar, we look at everything, I take measurements. You'll get the weight of the guitar, you'll see the pickup resistance, and I'll go over all the features and all the specs. And then at the end of the video, I do like a summary where I talk about my pros and cons and if I recommend the video. Nope. I don't recommend this video at all. Pros and cons, and then if I recommend the guitar, I'll let you know what I think about it. I'm not going to talk about the prices or anything like that. That was all in the initial unboxing video. But let's just do a quick once-over, like a quick walkthrough of the guitar, and then we'll get into the deep dive. So clearly, you can see, if you know your guitars, this is clearly inspired by a Gibson Les Paul Jr. It's even got the same color on the body, which is really cool. So just taking a look at it, it's got six Wilkinson tuners, and then just quickly going down the guitar, it's like a finished neck. I can't remember if this is a rosewood neck. We'll get into the fine details later. 22 frets. I've got a single pickup. It's a Roswell, and it's in the bridge, and one volume, one tone. That's it. This is like as simple as you can get with an electric guitar. And I think that's what they originally were for. I think they were simple student guitars. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know my history about every single guitar, but I think that's what these were aimed at originally. So this one is made in Indonesia. Let's go check out the deep dive. All right, let's get things going. Like usual, taking my food weight scale here, and we're going to measure it. We're going to check the weight, and it's pretty light. I'll tell you that before we actually got to let it reset there to 0. Put it on there, 3.289 kilos, 7.251 pounds. That's awesome. That's a really good weight. And here's the resistance test. It's just one pickup, so 6.83 for all you people that like to know the resistance. There you go. It's not futile. You know, that joke is so lame. Anyways, just loosening the strings here just a little bit. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to take the dog ear pickup off and just take a look inside. So you don't need to take the strings off fully. You can just like take them off a little bit, or loosen them, is what I mean. So we're just going to pull it up here. Try not to rip out the wiring, because, you know, you can do that if you want. It'd be a lot easier to get it out, but then your guitar wouldn't work anymore, so that would suck. But let's take it out here, flip it over. We're going to look at the name on it. First, we'll look inside the cavity. And you can see there, it looks like shielding paint. So this is a P-90 DN BLK M26501 for everybody taking notes. There'll be a test on that tomorrow. And remember that. I don't know. It's a Roswell pickup. If you know your brands and you know your Roswell, maybe that means something to you. It doesn't mean anything to me other than they sound good. But we'll get to that in a minute when you get to hear them a little bit later. So just putting it back in. It's nice. It's just a surface mount. You can't raise or lower it, so you're basically stuck with the height that it is. And here, just taking off the pick guard to show. Check out what's underneath. Wait till you see this. Nothing. There you go. A little bit of dirt, but you know, nothing to see here. You dirty, people hoping. Can't talk. Not erasing that. Okay, we're gonna open up the output jack, the input-output jack. Right. You stick your cable in there, and the sound comes out. And I really couldn't pull it very, very far open because the wire wasn't allowing me to. So, just having a look inside, put it back together, make sure it's all good. And that's pretty much it. Nope, I lied. Flipping it over, we're going to check out the cavity in the back. And this is where you're going to find your pots and all your wiring for the tone pot and for the volume pot. And we'll take a look close up because I know a lot of people like to know. It was nice to see here. They've got alpha pots. They're full size and 500K. I think that one says 500K. That one definitely does. I can't see the other one so clearly. But anyways, it's nice to see they're using, looks like, quality parts. All right, let's get into the detailed specifications here, and we'll go over them quickly. Well, not quickly. I'll talk about them a little bit, and you can look at the guitar close up in these beautiful shots. So it's a mahogany body. It's a set-in mahogany neck. The fretboard is amaranth. I've never heard of that type before. It's dot inlays. It's a C profile on the neck. Fretboard radius is 305 millimeters. 22 medium jumbo frets. Got a graphite nut. The nut width is 43 millimeters. Scale length of 628 millimeters. I mentioned earlier the pickup is a Roswell. It's called a P-90D Alnico 5 dog ear single coil. And there's a volume and a tone control, 3-ply black pickguard, and it's a WSC. I'm guessing that's Wilkinson wraparound bridge. Vintage style Wilkinson machine heads with 15:1 gear ratio, and the strings they put on it are 10-46. And this is a vintage Sunburst. So you can have some more close-ups later. I'll just read exactly what they say on the Harley Benton site so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Some guitars just scream classic rock. A classic single-cut design loaded with a single P-90 single coil. The Harley Benton SC Junior gives you more warmth and vibe that you can shake a stick at. Well, I don't know about that. I shake sticks at my guitars all the time, and there's more to it, but you know what? I think that's enough specs for this video. We're going to have the tones coming up here in a minute, some clean and dirty, but here's something that some people like. Hey, welcome back. Okay, you got to hear it, you got to see it, you got to know all about it, you got to like exist as this guitar. I don't know what that means. This is gonna be my summary, my pros and cons, and what I think about the guitar. So, going into getting this guitar, I say so a lot. So. This was my first entry, first try, first experience with Thomann and their Harley Benton line guitars. So, overall, pretty impressed. I mean, I'm not the kind of person that says it's good for the money. It's what it is. It's exactly what you can expect for that price. So keeping the money and that out of mind, let's just talk about the pros and cons that I noticed, because I bought this with my own money, so I'm kind of free to say what I want about it if there's something wrong, or, you know, this isn't a paid review. So, all right, so let's start with the pros. First of all, it looks like a Gibson. If you were looking for something that looks like a Gibson, there's Epiphone has a model, Les Paul Jr., that doesn't have quite the same look as the Gibson model. So I gotta say, it looks good. Like it's nicely put together and it feels solid. So yeah, it's got looks. It's got looks going for it. The weight, it's got a good weight. It's really light. You saw the exact measurement when I weighed it earlier in the video. The hardware looks good. The tuners feel fine. No complaints about any of the hardware. Oh, I think this bridge might actually be something better than what you'd find on the Epiphone Les Paul Jr. Yeah, continuing on with the pros, I think the pickup sounds really good. I've never played the Gibson, so I don't really have a reference to compare to, but I got good tones out of it, and I didn't think it sounded like crap, so that's a good thing. It's super simple. That's just the nature of a junior type guitar with one pickup. There's not really much you can play around with. And yeah, that's what I gotta say about it. Moving on to the cons. And I will say, you know, like I said, I'm not going to talk about the price too much, but there are things you can expect from a guitar that's lower priced. The frets could use a polish. That's pretty common. Fit and finish is really nice. There was one little spot here on the side of the neck. I don't know if that's going to show up if I do it really close. If it doesn't show up, I'll get some pictures. There's just kind of like a little nick out of the side. You don't really feel it though. I just noticed it because I was looking at it. One of the things that people really, when they recommend a Harley Benton, they talk about how the price is so low. Sending it to Canada, I did have to pay a bit more. So that's something to consider if you are in Canada and you're hoping to get a super low price guitar. This isn't going to be that much cheaper than the Les Paul Jr. from Epiphone. And the last con, this is probably not going to be on every guitar. I can only judge the one that I have. It's either the fretboard or the strings were super dirty. Like I'm still getting dirt off them, and I've wiped them down a number of times to the point where I'd avoid playing this guitar when I was about to play other guitars because my hands got so dirty and my fingertips were just like covered in black soot or something. I don't know what it was. Anyways, that you might not have that experience, but that's the experience that I had with it. So that's my pros and cons. So do I recommend this guitar? I'd say yeah. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's not an expensive guitar. I don't think you can go wrong getting it. And I always mention this with lower priced guitars. I think they're mass produced, so there's always a chance you can get a dud or something wrong with them. And I've been very lucky. I've over the years I haven't had many problems with guitars overall. think I just luck out. I hear about people complaining about stuff, and I'm just like, I didn't have that experience, so I don't know why you did, but anyways, it's luck of the draw. It could happen when you're not spending a huge amount of money on a guitar. There's chances that something's been missed on it, but anyways, yeah, overall, really good experience. I'd recommend getting it. And I will mention, if you are interested in buying it, I do have affiliate links to Thomann, and that's the one place you can get it. So take a look in the description, and you can see everything about their site and how to get it. All right, that's going to do it for this video. So I'll turn this over to you. Let me know your feedback on Thomann and Harley Benton in general. If you've played this guitar or if you've played other guitars from them, let me know your experiences, good and bad. I like to hear about all people's experiences with these guitars. I will mention, come back again. I do plan to have a video with this compared against the Epiphone Les Paul Jr. And I'll just show it here quickly before we go, just so you can see a comparison. Very similar, but very different looking. This one's more like a chocolate, called the Tobacco Sunburst. Again, if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel, click a like on the video, leave me some feedback below about it. If you did like the video, let me know. If you didn't like the video, let me know. You know, I'm all for feedback. So, even from a guitar and an amp, I love that kind of stuff. Again, I'm Landon. As always, play guitar and have fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Let's try this. Let's get this. Okay, one take. We got this. We'll do it live. We'll do it live.